We have 3% battery left for these questions, so we have to go fast. Ever been teased for being different?
All the time, yes. Alabama, gosh. I come out here to California, and it's so diverse. The town where I'm from in Alabama is not very diverse. There's not very many Asians there, so I was teased a lot in school.
Were you the only one?
Most of the time. Usually, there might be another half Asian kid sometimes, but most of the time I was the only Asian-looking kid in the class, and everyone would constantly call me Chinese kid or Japanese kid. Yeah, I got teased a lot for that. It it affected me a lot. I didn't really get confidence in who I was until like maybe my late teens or early 20s.
I wasn't, well, okay. I think I wasn't teased at all up until middle school, and then that's when I started thinking about the fact that I was mixed. It was just one occasion where some person came up to me and he did this really rude joke about how Asian people come up with their names.
Oh.
And as like, it's not even that clever
I've probably
joke.
heard of it before, yeah.
It's the one where how does like an Asian person come up with their name?
Yeah.
And they put a spoon in the blender,
yeah.
And it's like that one Asian girl from UCLA, it's like Ching Chong.
Yes, I saw that video, gosh. And that's what I had to put up with in school, so yeah.
I only dealt with it once, but like, I was just taken aback by the fact that it happened. And then ever since that happened, I kind of thought more about my race, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
It still never really happened that often. What I do get is on occasions where somehow it's like people telling me where, like if I say I'm Asian, or like someone will say, well, you're also white.
Yeah.
If I say I'm white, well, you're also Asian.
Right.
It's like nobody, it's whatever is most convenient for them to like still say, no, you're not part of this group because you're that.
Yeah.
So I get that.
That's a mixed person problem right there, so.
Yeah. No one wants you in their group.
Exactly.
You should be in all groups.
So I guess we just gotta make our own work.
Pretty much.
Have you ever been ashamed of being multiracial?
Never. I don't think there's anything inherently shameful about being multiracial. I think it would be convenient to not be sometimes, but it also, I think it's good to be multiracial because it does make us think outside of the box about race. I feel like you learn more about your identity and you realize that it's not so tied to race as people think.
Yes.
Because you realize that, like with everybody telling you all these different things, not everyone can be right.
Right.
And then you realize that you just make it up for yourself what you want your identity to be. It's not based on like what people tell you based on what they see.
For me, no, I've never been ashamed of it. It has made me feel a little insecure sometimes when I was a kid because people would constantly point out my racial background and I wouldn't know. The thing for me was, it was confusing because I would go home and I would ask my mom, my dad, but why are the kids making fun of me? Why are they calling me Chinese this, Japanese that? And I think when you have parents that are of one single race, they weren't mixed themselves, so they
don't understand the experience.
Exactly. So they didn't know what to tell me. My dad would just say, well, just tell them you're American. And I would say, but why do they call me this if I'm American? And my mom would pretty much, have the same answer. So,
but I feel like that's a problem mostly Asian people have to face, where people are telling them they're not American enough because they're Asian. But like everybody who lives in America is American.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny that when you're Asian, you tell someone you're American, they say, then you get that common question, where are you from?
Like, but what?
Yeah. It was frustrating, but I was never ashamed of who I was. I actually wanted my parents to tell me specifically what I was so I could stand up for myself and say, and educate people and say, no, I'm this, and stand tall and be proud of that.
Do you feel that being mixed has its benefits?
Yes, I think so. I think it would have more benefits if I could speak Korean, being bilingual. Then that would be awesome. Some mixed people have that benefit. I don't, but you have two different cultures to pull from, You feel like your heritage is a little bit richer because of that. Like you said earlier, it makes you think outside the box, and I think it opens your mind more than you would be if you were,
That's what I feel, like I said, that's my main benefit, that I think you learn more about your identity from being mixed. Other benefits, there's the common thought that like being mixed is exotic and beautiful. So people are usually pretty nice to me about the way that I look. What makes being multiracial a beautiful thing?
Oh gosh, I want to answer this in a very beautiful way.
I know this is too much pressure.
I mean, really, I feel like I'm going to repeat myself from the previous question, but just being able to draw from two different cultures and feeling that much richer because of it.
I think what I think it's beautiful is the fact that it brings people, or like brings cultures together,
yes.
And it helps them figure out the common ground that everybody has.
Yes.
I feel like everybody wants to simplify a person by a lot of different things, and race is one of them, but it's not so simple. We're more complex than that.
You know, if you think about it, we're like the bridge of two cultures.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The fact that we experience what we do and we understand kind of both cultures,
Right.
or we can see it, and we also see this different thing. I feel like it helps, like we kind of can help other people understand it as well. Or we can try to like help people that don't have our experience to understand something that they know.
Is there any advice to someone who struggles with their multiracial identity that you would have?
I feel like it is very helpful to seek out other people who have the same experience. I'm growing up, my best friend was multiracial, her name is Jenny, and she was half Japanese, half something else that I wasn't sure. But like we were able to talk to each other all the time, and before I found like any YouTube culture, I feel like we kept each other, like connect with each other on a level that people who aren't mixed can't understand. Or like we could talk about issues that a lot of other people don't get. Now we have the internet and like things are more widespread, so that helps.
You can connect to more people, for example, how I connected to Kevin.
So always try to reach out to the community and those people. Right, like you said, talk to your parents about it, and like they can't really understand. But my parents have a lot of experiences of the fact that they were in an interracial relationship, and I feel like that also has
that has its own issues there.
Yeah.
And being mixed, I think, you know, it's like we don't have any choice but to.
I know we have to figure it out because we have no other choice about that.
Right. Pretty much the same advice you had. Just maybe reach out to people that can relate. And like we have the internet now, so you can find people. Like I found you. I needed someone to relate to. You know, it's like 'cause no one was really getting what I was saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let me see if there's anyone on YouTube that understands. And
that's the reason that I got interested in YouTube in the first place, is because I was looking for my community.
Yes.
And then I found the people of Hapa United, and then things kind of just go from there.
Yeah. And just be proud of who you are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embrace who you are, and I think that will give its own confidence.
Okay, that was it. You want to know more about the interracial thing? Just click on the video, get the link.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the video on my channel already, we did one about how we met each other.
First impressions.
Yeah, first impressions.
I'll put a link on his face. You can click on the link or the description box below to see the video. I do want to ask one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
This came up. I felt like you were my age up until you said something that made me think, oh, maybe you're not. So I guess I would have thought that you're around 23, but based on the comment that you made. I know, but like, this is really sad, but I got my first gray hair at 23. It runs in my family.
I do too.
Maybe, I want to say 26 or 7.
37. Yes.
I would have never guessed that. 30, you look my age.
Yeah, well thank you. I think that's a compliment.
If it wasn't for the gray hair, but like, I know people my age with gray hair.
And guess how old I am?
I could believe that you're in your 20s too, but now it doesn't seem like you are. How old?
I'm 46, yeah, 46.
Yeah. 47
What is,
in August.
you should make a video about like the secret to eternal youth. I'm amazed. I would have never guessed.
We had someone take a picture of us, by the way.
We're famous.
Yeah, they must think we're famous YouTubers, which, for YouTubers, I don't know about the famous part, but for YouTubers.
Thank you for watching
Thank you
the
for
video.
watching. Don't forget to click on the video. Peace.